Emma hated work. She hated the way sweat felt on her skin. She hated the way her mother's hand looked after farming. She hated the word manage. If her mother asked her to sweep, she would yawn loudly. "Oh, my head is aching," she would say. If she was asked to help at the farm, she would walk slowly, dragging her feet. If she was told to wash plates, she would sigh as if she was being punished unfairly. "I didn't come to this world to suffer," Emma would complain often. "Why must we struggle like this?" Her mother would look at her quietly and say, "My daughter, nobody chooses struggle, but we must work if we want to eat." Emma would roll her eyes. While her mother and brother walked, Emma would sit under the mango tree near their hut, plucking at the dry grass and staring into the distance. In her mind, she was somewhere else entirely. She imagined herself living in a huge castle with tall golden gates. She imagined silk gowns that flowed behind her as she walked. She imagined long tables filled with food. She imagined maids bowing to her. "Emma, what would you like to eat today? Emma, shall I brush your hair? Emma, your carriage is ready." In her imagination, she never lifted a finger. In her imagination, money never finished. Coins poured endlessly from treasure chests.
"I can't believe all this gold is mine. It's absolutely breathtaking. Look at all these sparkling gems."
She would smile to herself and whisper.
"One day, I will not suffer like this."
But days passed. Nothing changed. One evening, after her mother returned exhausted from the market and her brother had fallen asleep, Emma stood alone inside the hut. The only light came from a small kerosene lamp placed on the wooden stool. She walked toward the cracked mirror hanging on the mud wall. The mirror had been there for years. It was old, its edges chipped, a thin crack running across one side. Emma stared at her reflection. She touched her smooth face.
"You are not born for poverty,"
she whispered to herself. Emma leaned closer to the mirror.
"I wish I had riches without working for it. I wish money would come to me without stress. I don't want to suffer. I want a life of ease."
She stared at her reflection, expecting nothing. For a brief moment, the reflection seemed slightly different, as if the eyes in the mirror were watching her back. Emma blinked. It was normal again. She shook her head and laughed softly.
"It's just my imagination."
But as she turned away and blew out the lamp, she did not notice that the crack in the mirror seemed to shimmer faintly in the darkness, and somewhere in the deep silence